watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
A sea of people filled the National Mall showing support for Israel and condemning a rise in anti-Semitism. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us for DC News Now at 9 o'clock. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Susan Tran filling in for Thasmin Mahfouz. It was just 6 weeks ago the terrorist group Hamas attacked Israelis, killing 1,400 people and taking roughly 200 hostages. Reporter Marielle Carbone joins us live there at the National Mall. And Marielle, what a difference a couple of hours make. I know there were tens of thousands of people there. You spoke with some folks in the crowd, and what did they say this is the goal for them for this rally?
Well, Susan, the real goal and takeaway was what you heard chanting there, to bring them home, the hostages. Now, all of this happening as we know tensions are rising in the Middle East as that war between Israel and Hamas continues. Flyers like this one, hung along the fencing at the National Mall, are what remain after tens of thousands of people rallied in support of Israel this afternoon.
There was really nowhere else we could have been today.
Marnie Mandel and her husband, Ram Nathaniel, evacuated from Tel Aviv, where they lived last month.
Our bodies are physically present here. Our minds are still very much there.
Mandel says today was an opportunity for connection and support.
We wanted to place our bodies amongst the other people that actually would feel a kinship to what we were feeling.
Marked security from police to the National Guard monitored the area, while small spray-painted messages supporting Gaza and confrontations from counter-protesters emphasized the tensions the war between Israel and Hamas is creating.
We're seeing a huge surge in anti-Semitism everywhere.
Nathaniel says it will take time for the dust to settle, but for now,
we have been here to get reinforced by the community that we love.
We are proud to be Jewish. We're not going anywhere.
Adina Sussman, an American and Israeli citizen, says the focus leaving D.C. is on those who haven't been able to leave, the hostages still held by Hamas.
We cannot sleep until we know that those hostages have been released from Gaza.
And we did reach out to various law enforcement agencies to see if there were any arrests made or any issues out here today. MPD and Capitol Police both tell me no arrests were made. We are still waiting to hear back from Park Police. And Chris and Susan, happening later this week, there is also a pro-Palestine rally that's planned for Friday outside of Union Station. Reporting live downtown tonight, I'm Marielle Carbone, DC News Now.
Mariel, thank you. Developing right now on the other end of the mall, the House votes overwhelmingly to prevent a government shutdown. That resolution now goes to the Senate. The chamber approved the short-term funding by a measure of 336 to 95 vote, days before Friday night's deadline. 2 Democrats and 93 Republicans opposed that bill. Republican Speaker Mike Johnson's proposal is an unconventional 2-part budget package. It would extend the current funding levels of some government agencies until mid-January, while keeping others going until early February.
All right, it is 9:04. Let's talk about the forecast. Our chief meteorologist, Janessa Webb, is here now. And Janessa, let's talk about it is pretty seasonable for us, and at least we have plenty of sunshine.
Yeah, you got to love that. You know, DC's always going to put out a hypothermia alert anytime you have temperatures at this point go below 40 degrees. And so it's going to be a long winter of them issuing those alerts across the region. It feels very cool out there. You definitely will need a coat, but it's typical fall conditions that we are dealing with across the region. High pressure has taken over completely, but there is a few clouds that are streaming in now, coming in from the south. They're going to start to kind of dissipate overnight, and there will be some partial clearing. Right now, temperatures are completely divided. It is mild for the metro area. We're at a 50-degree mark, and then you have surrounding counties at 35, 39 degrees. So it is definitely chillier the farther you go outside of the district. Temps will continue to go down, but with the insulation, it is going to help us be a little bit more on the warmer side as you're starting off your Wednesday. Starting off your day around 7 a.m., we'll still be under clear skies. A lot of sunshine still in store for your Wednesday morning. Temperatures will be hovering into the lower 40s. Another sunny day in store across the region. Zero concerns weather-wise until Friday. That's when we'll track in our next cold front. I'll have your extended forecast coming up.
Janessa, thank you. There is outrage in Prince George's County. The varsity football team season comes to an abrupt end, and just before the team's playoff game on Friday, they are told they had an ineligible player. DC News Now's Marie Sase is in Prince George's County and finds out what parents there at C.H. Flowers High School, what they're saying about this controversy.
Parents are calling on school leaders to overturn their decision. The team is accused of having a player play for a 5th season. And although several parents say this entire decision is unfair, it's also impacting several seniors with dreams of playing college football.
Let's play now! Let's play now!
To penalize our entire football team is disheartening. It's disheartening.
That's how Nikisha Fowler felt when she learned her son, a senior football player at Charles Herbert Flowers High School, won't be able to play anymore.
This is their senior year. They wanted to go out with a bang. This was an opportunity for our boys to get some college looks and college offers.
The varsity football team was disqualified right before their playoff game on Friday for allegedly having an ineligible player, and the decision hasn't been easy for the team or their parent.
As much as the parents can try to keep this from our kids, when they're constantly saying, any word yet? Any word yet? Is it done? Are we going to play? And have to constantly come back with, we don't know, we're still fighting. It's a roller coaster ride.
The ineligible player is accused of playing on the team for a 5th season, but parents believe this was a mishap.
We definitely believe that this was an oversight because we have had situations in the past where our coaching staff had to comply, and they did. So they would have done the same thing here had they been aware of what was going on.
Fowler says it's not fair for the entire team to be punished.
We understand, again, that there are rules and regulations, but could you consider that we have 60 kids that are not a part of this mistake, this mishap? We're here fighting for every county resident, every county student, every county athlete to say, hey, if something happens, yes, we know that there's due process, but consider our youth.
Now, we also learned the head coach was suspended, and we did reach out to PGCPS for more details about this situation, but we haven't got a response back just yet. For now, reporting in Springdale, Maryland, I'm Marie Sase, DC News Now.
Meanwhile, a student was caught with a loaded gun at Bowie High School today after entering the school's back building. This is a letter that was sent home to families. Principal saying the student was armed with a Glock and security immediately searched that student. The letter also says no students or staff were harmed and there is no threat to the community. In light of this incident, principals urging parents to talk with their kids about reporting any weapon sighting or suspicious behavior to staff or a trusted adult. And in Leesburg, Virginia, 2 middle school students are now facing weapons charges. Police say an unloaded flare gun and a BB gun, you see him here, were found in a student's belongings at Smarts Mill Middle School today. Police said the staff was tipped off about the weapons this morning. School resource officer is obtaining charges against a second student who may be involved.
In the district, some really scary moments for 2 workers who got stuck on a broadcast tower. Take a look right here. The workers found themselves in an elevator about halfway up the tower. This happened in Northwest D.C., just off of Nebraska Avenue. Now, they were stuck there for about 3 hours. D.C. Fire and EMS, they responded, and they were finally able to bring those workers down to safety.
A harrowing couple hours for them,
yeah.
I'm sure. All right, all new tonight, a troubling trend of student overdoses in Loudoun County has that school system and its leader under fire tonight.
So the superintendent is now offering a whole timeline of what happened and responding to the governor's criticism. Yeah, our Northern Virginia Bureau reporter Max Marcilla is at the Loudoun County School headquarters.
We're going to learn from this moment.
Loudoun County Schools is back in the headlines, this time with a new superintendent as it gets set to welcome an entirely new school board. Here's what happened. On Halloween, the Loudoun County Sheriff announced that 7 Parkview High School students had overdosed on opioids in 3 weeks, and immediately criticism over why the school district had not informed parents earlier.
And that's one of the biggest concerns that the community had.
The Loudoun County School Board didn't decide it was important enough to tell parents.
Governor Glenn Youngkin campaigned on the issue, which was revealed just days before a critical election, and he issued an executive order requiring schools to tell parents of school-related overdoses.
When we have that guidance, we'll be able to have a clearer conversation about exactly what we'll do every time a student overdose occurs.
Spence tells the school board the district does notify parents of all medical emergencies at schools, but does not detail the emergency.
I wasn't familiar during any of my previous superintendencies and in conversations with my colleagues of anybody who has made that a practice. Again, I think largely because of concerns about student privacy.
Tonight, community members pushing for solutions.
We must create and fund alternative placement options for students in drug crisis.
Spence says his messages won't matter because of years of broken trust in this community, but adds,
we're doing the best that we know how with the information that we have.
The Parkview High School PTA president has defended the school, saying that the principal sent multiple emails about medical emergencies and one general warning about students showing up to school under the influence. Reporting in Leesburg, Max Marcella, DC News Now.
Happening in the district tomorrow, be careful where you stop, drive, or park. Starting tomorrow, if you block a bus lane, you could be fined $100. It's all part of a new city program to keep the bus-only lanes clear. And the enforcement is not reliant on police, so you don't have to be caught by an officer. That's because each Metro bus has a camera, and that will get video of the offenders.
Well, just in time for Thanksgiving, your trip through the Fredericksburg area could finally be headache-free. Well, if you're headed up north, at least, the Virginia Department of Transportation says crews are wrapping up a long-time project on the I-95 bridge over the Rappahannock River. So on Thursday, VDOT will have 3 additional lanes and a bridge open on the northbound side. The goal, to smooth your commute on one of the worst traffic hotspots in the entire country.